wish you all the luck in the world. If there's anything I can do for you, just...
Well, while you're in the mood, would you mind doing something about our room?
Why, what's the matter with it?
Welcome to Hollywood Secrets. Today, we're diving into the most heartbreaking old Hollywood love stories that captured the world's imagination but ended in tragedy. These romances, both on and off screen, were filled with passion, betrayal, and untimely death, leaving behind stories that are as unforgettable as they are tragic. Let's relive these iconic yet doomed love stories. Jean Harlow and Paul Byrne. Jean Harlow, the original blonde bombshell, had a whirlwind romance with MGM executive Paul Byrne. Their marriage seemed like a fairy tale, but just 2 months after their wedding, Byrne was found dead in their home under mysterious circumstances. His death was ruled a suicide, but Hollywood was filled with rumors of foul play and a troubled marriage. Harlow was left devastated and never fully recovered. She died tragically just a few years later at the age of 26, leaving their short-lived romance etched in Hollywood's dark history. Carole Lombard and Clark Gable. Carole Lombard and Clark Gable were the golden couple of Hollywood, known for their glamorous life and deep affection for each other. However, their love story was cut short when Lombard tragically died in a plane crash in 1942 while on a war bond tour. Gable was heartbroken and never truly got over her death. The couple had only been married for 3 years, and Gable's grief haunted him for the rest of his life, making their story one of the most heartbreaking in Hollywood history. Ingrid Bergman and Roberto Rosolini. Ingrid Bergman was one of Hollywood's biggest stars when she fell in love with Italian director Roberto Rosolini. Their affair caused a massive scandal, as both were married to other people at the time. The press and public turned against Bergman, and she was effectively blacklisted from Hollywood. Although they eventually married and had children together, their relationship was filled with turmoil and betrayal. The marriage ended in divorce, and Bergman's career was only able to recover after years of exile. Frances Farmer and Clifford Odets. Frances Farmer was one of Hollywood's most promising stars when she fell in love with playwright Clifford Odets. Their love was intense but short-lived, with Odets eventually abandoning her for another woman. Heartbroken and disillusioned, Farmer's personal life unraveled, and she was later committed to a psychiatric hospital where she endured brutal treatment. Her romance with Odets was one of the triggers that led to her eventual downfall, making it one of Hollywood's most tragic love stories. Vivien Leigh and Laurence Olivier. Vivien Leigh and Laurence Olivier were the darlings of both stage and screen, celebrated as one of the most talented couples in Hollywood and theater. However, their love was troubled by Leigh's struggles with bipolar disorder and Olivier's growing frustrations with their tumultuous relationship. After 20 years of marriage, they divorced in 1960, with both admitting that their once passionate love had been overwhelmed by personal demons and professional pressures. Their story remains one of brilliance and heartbreak. Joan Crawford and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. Joan Crawford's marriage to Douglas Fairbanks Jr. was a union of Hollywood royalty, but the couple faced intense scrutiny due to the enormous age gap and differences in their careers. Fairbanks, the son of silent film legend Douglas Fairbanks Sr., struggled to keep up with Crawford's meteoric rise to fame. Their marriage was marked by infidelity and constant pressure from the public eye. Though they parted amicably, Crawford's heartbreak was clear, and she always described Fairbanks as her greatest love. Barbara Stanwyck and Robert Taylor. Barbara Stanwyck and Robert Taylor were one of Hollywood's most adored couples, known for their deep bond and support for each other's careers. However, their marriage slowly fell apart due to Taylor's extramarital affairs. Stanwyck, deeply in love with Taylor, was devastated by the dissolution of their relationship, and even though they divorced in 1951, she never truly recovered emotionally. Stanwyck remained single for the rest of her life, cementing her as one of Hollywood's loneliest legends. Rudolph Valentino and Natasha Rambeau. Rudolph Valentino, one of the first true screen heartthrobs, had a passionate and tumultuous marriage with Natasha Rambeau, a costume designer and actress. Their relationship was filled with drama, public scandals, and intense jealousy, ultimately leading to their divorce. Valentino died suddenly at just 31, leaving Rambeau devastated. She was banned from attending his funeral, adding to the heartbreak. Valentino's death solidified his status as a tragic figure, and their stormy love affair became a part of his mystique. Lupe Vales and Gary Cooper. Lupe Vales, the Mexican Spitfire, had a fiery romance with heartthrob Gary Cooper. Their relationship was passionate but turbulent, with Vales' fiery temper clashing with Cooper's more reserved nature. The couple's love affair ended after Vales reportedly tried to shoot Cooper in a fit of jealousy. Though they went their separate ways, Vales' heart was broken, and she struggled with depression for the rest of her life. Her tragic suicide at 36 left behind the memory of a love that burned bright but ended in despair. Jean Tierney and Oleg Cassini. Jean Tierney, one of Hollywood's most beautiful stars, married fashion designer Oleg Cassini in a love affair that captivated the public. However, their marriage was plagued by personal tragedies, including the birth of their severely disabled daughter, which Tierney blamed on contracting rubella while pregnant. The grief of their daughter's condition strained their marriage, leading to divorce. Tierney's subsequent struggles with mental health and multiple hospitalizations made her one of Hollywood's most tragic figures. These love stories remind us that even the brightest stars can experience the darkest of times. The heartbreaking tales of passion, loss, and tragedy show that even in the glamour of old Hollywood, happiness was often fleeting.